Do you approve or disapprove of the way Joe Biden is handling the following issues? The economy, approve 37%, disapprove 61%. If people are saying that in polls, they're not happy. So how do you keep getting that message out?
Well, we have to keep telling them about what we're doing. But I think that how you ask the question you ask, you're going to get very different answers.
Oh, really? So it's different if you ask over here? No, I'm pretty sure the consensus is right around, in the numbers, I'm sure, are a lot worse than what that poll is really portraying. Before we get into this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you guys could please share so we can get the video and the word out there. Now, back onto this. The poll's telling you right there about the disapproval, and the media keeps trying to drive this home. The Bidenomics, look at how the economy is doing so well, but how come it doesn't translate to the people? Why don't they tell the story in detail of what's really going on? That's why people don't believe this stuff anymore. That's why people don't watch this anymore, because they're never telling it like it is. They're not being straight shooters.
As Dick said, with this help, we've created 13.4 million new jobs. More jobs in 2 years than any president has ever made in 2.
These 13 million jobs were created. No, it's a little over 2 million, and they know that. The other 11 million are the people that return back to the same job. Oh, we're shutting down due to the pandemic and all that. Now we're opening back up. You're just rehiring those same individuals. The job wants to do the same thing with me, and they know that. Just like with the unemployment rate, it's a historic low. Everybody was put on unemployment. Right? They were all out of work. They all got a lot of people, not everybody. A lot of people were put on unemployment, and they collected the unemployment, and then it became exhausted. It was done. It's over. So even if you're still not working till this day and you haven't worked since then, you can't claim unemployment. So you're not going to show up in the unemployment number. That's why it's low. All these people were on it. Now they can no longer be on it. That's so nobody can put in a claim. All the other people that have been working this whole time would have to put in a claim for the numbers. So they know that. But they put this same stuff out there. They just never tell it like it is. And there's all kinds of issues. What about the credit card debt? Over $1 trillion in credit card debt. I think that's a pretty big deal. That means a lot of people are paying all these crazy bills with credit. And eventually that's going to come due. So they're going to make a little payment, and they're just constantly running after their own tail because they don't want to lose everything. That's a very big deal. They act like that's not happening.
President Biden and I are building an economy that works for working people.
And then you have the interest rates and mortgage rates. The mortgage rate, I believe it's like at the highest it's been like in the last 20 years. Then you have the Fed hiking up interest rates. I believe that's the highest those have been in the last 20 years. So all this stuff to get a home, the cars, there's more people right now with $1,000 car payment than ever before. That's not a good thing. So we have a raise in house costs and a raise in vehicle costs. So now you're spending all this money for the same stuff that you wouldn't have been spending years ago, but they want to act like that stuff didn't happen. You got your strategic petroleum reserve at the lowest level it's been since the 80s or something like that, and that's meant for wartime purposes. Is that a good thing? They don't talk about none of this stuff.
I love Biden economics. I know it's not the world's catchiest phrase, but it moves directly to what they need to start saying to the swing voters are, here's what we have done, and here's what your life is going to be if you reelect us. It is a very smart political move.
And then you have debt as a nation as well. Over $30 trillion. I believe it's like $33 trillion and climbing. Is that a good thing? This is stuff that's going to be left to our kids and their kids and their kids' kids. They don't talk about that stuff. Is that good for the nation to take on that much debt? And oh, well, this person signed to this. No. Let's just focus on that period. I don't care if it's Joe or if it's Trump or it's Bush or it's the whole message, period. Is it smart to have that much debt? But they're not going to talk about that. They like to change the subject and go to something else. Or a rise in evictions. There's evictions happening now that the moratorium, I believe that's what it's called, was all cut out. I believe it's even still going down in parts of California. But now that that's cut away, a lot of people are getting evicted, which the homeless is going to raise up. Is that a problem? So they want to keep selling it like, oh man, this economic shift, this turnaround, it's so great. But how come it doesn't reflect in the polls? Because the people live every single day. The people don't need to listen to that. They see when they go to the grocery store, they make a payment on this Kia Forte or whatever. It is a Kia Forte, right? The first thing that came to my mind. Or they're just making payments on this car and they're paying on the house and school and all this other stuff. They can see what it is, but then the media doesn't cover it. So then they're like, well, why don't the polls match up? And that other percent, whatever, the 33% that approve of it, who is that? Millionaires, people that are just doing well? Who is that? If you go ask an everyday person, anybody that's a realistic job, a realistic life, hey, is everything looking great? Is everything swell? And they're going to be like, yeah, man, I love it. I love this $4 gasoline. Man, you see how great these interest rates are? Man, I'm paying $3,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment. Man, isn't that great? You know, nobody talks like that. That's not reality, but the media wants us to live in this false reality. There's a bunch of nonsense. And it's not good. They act like it's going in the right direction, like things are improving. Like the gas sometime will be back what it was at $1.87, $2 a gas. And that will never, at this rate, it's just going to continue to get worse. You're going to keep asking the people in Saudi Arabia to keep pumping more after they told you no, giving you fist bumps. They don't respect you anyways. But then you can't do that because you want to promote this green movement and all that.
The Department of Energy has a new proposed rule that would make ceiling fans more energy efficient so that they are more climate friendly. The new rules would save households about $39 over the lifespan of the new energy efficient fan. But the cost to manufacturers in an increased equipment will cost about $86 million.
So it's just going to steadily get worse and worse, but they want to tell you that it's all roses, it's all peachy, it's all cream, it's all Dom Perignon. It's none of that. But they won't portray that message, but then they say we don't understand the disconnect. And then the Democrat, the person that's up there, doesn't even call a spade because I got to fall in line. I got to be. No, why don't you call it what it is? No, things aren't looking great. It's just a messaging. It just depends on who we talk to and all. That's nonsense. And they know it. That's the craziest part. It's not like they don't know. They're well aware what's going on, but they have to, on one side, one phony message, and they should be ashamed of themselves. But you guys tell me, maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe everything's amazing. Maybe the interest rates and the gasoline, the grocery store, seems like you buy 3 things at the grocery store and it's $100. That's what it seems like. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I don't see it like that. Maybe I need to go to another part of the country where things are maybe all green pastures and blue skies because I don't see it. But you guys let me know what you guys think about all this stuff in that Build Back Better.
It's time to build back better.
Doesn't look too hot now, does it? Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know what you guys think about everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you guys could please share to get the message out there, and I will catch you guys on the next one.